Earlier, I spoke to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis after he officially threw his hat into the presidential 2024 race. He announced his campaign on Twitter with Elon Musk. Unfortunately, it had a bit of a rough launch, and a few people had some negative things to say about it, including former President Donald Trump, who released this video mocking it. Joining me now is former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. He's also the host of the hit new show, America's Mayor Live, which you can watch on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and Gitter. All right, Mr. Mayor, congratulations on that success.
Thank you.
Also, we just had Governor DeSantis on earlier in the show. I wanted to bring this discussion to you, being a former law enforcement litigator and such, and so important in the law. Ron DeSantis said he would consider pardoning the January 6 protesters that are in jail or going to jail, and he'd also consider pardoning Donald Trump if, in fact, he ever got arrested. But what are your thoughts on DeSantis and Trump and January 6th?
Well, it sounds to me like they're, except on pardoning the president, who did not pardon himself, they seem like they're about in the same position. The president has said, President Trump has said, that he would pardon them, but he would have to do it on a case-by-case basis. You do have to look at the cases first. Among those cases, there are some people that violated the law. Probably their sentences are way, way out of line with what they did, probably, but I can't be sure. But we're talking about the vast majority of them. Yeah, they would. I would certainly believe that either one of them are going to pardon. You may come up against a hard case or two where a commutation is more appropriate because the person he hit a cop in the face or he did something wrong, and you don't want to condone that.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that video again. Tucker had it. McCarthy gave it to Tucker. Fox bounces Tucker. We can't get our hands on it. Mr. Mayor, you'd like to see it. I would love to see it. And maybe Fox should get
it's a little hard. It's a little hard to make decisions like that in a vacuum. But from what we've have seen, there would be a lot of pardons. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly how many and which cases, I think you'd have to leave that to an analysis of the evidence. But I think either one of them would do that.
The one that really ticks me, I mean, a lot of them do. These guys and women are sitting in jail, rotting away. They're taking their sweet time, no speedy trial, and then when they do when they do finally get their day in court, they get things like the guy who put his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk, did nothing else other than put his feet up, and he was asked to do so by a reporter, and a White House photographer took that picture. A White House photographer took that picture, and then this guy is going away for 4.5 years, and then three more years or more of supervision. Where is two-tier justice system, sir?
Right in the middle of America, we have a two-tier justice system, one for Democrats, one for Republicans. They really should have been in her office looking for insider trading information that she and her husband have been doing for years and becoming millionaires. Now, I know they get an exception because they're members of Congress, but it's about as crooked and as scummy as you can get, the way they became millionaires, by trading on inside information. I'd love to see what she has in that office that she turns over to her husband and how they became millionaires.
Yeah, you and I go to jail if we trade on the information that we get being in wherever that's insider information. This is called the Stock Act, and members of Congress are allowed to trade on stuff. Think about this, folks, and Rudy, you jump in on this, but you can legislate on an issue, a water right, or something that might affect a company, and then go ahead, buy shares in that company, and this legislation that you pass will help that company. Stock goes up, you sell it, you make $1 gazillion. Nancy Pelosi and the rest of them are doing that. We need to close that one down, don't we?
Well, she and her husband have abused it all their life. I mean, she brought to the House the ethics of a machine Maryland politician, which is what she was. She's a Baltimore politician. We all know how crooked Baltimore has been in the past.
Yeah. Final thought, Mr. Mayor, DeSantis, Trump, polls are quite wide in favor of Trump. Do they tighten? Do they stay wide? And before
Isn't that interesting? I thought he would get a bump from the announcement. The announcement had a lot of bumps. Right? We're going to have to see. I kind of feel a little bit as unfair because you don't measure a president based on an announcement or whatever. But we got to be realistic about politics. That was an awfully bumpy announcement, right?
Yeah.
The part that I found impossible to understand is why he didn't want to make eye contact when he announced. I understood being on Twitter, but he could have gone on Twitter Live like I'm on. I've been on there for 9 months. I get 600,000 people. Would handle more than what he got. I think I get more than that.
It may have been something. It may have been something to do with giving a shot across the bow at Fox News, because we hear Rupert Murdoch is livid that went down that way. Mayor, I got to go. Appreciate your time, Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Again, find his show. It's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.